She regretted being curious about the area that was said to be haunted by a devil. There was a feeling in the air that wasn't cold, but still sent a chill down to her bones. She hastened her pace as she heard the wings of a bird or something fly close by. In seconds, she started to run as she heard a scream off in the distance. It sounded unworldly. Something shrouded in dim moonlight hit the ground somewhere in the path ahead of her. Whatever it was faster than her and was gaining. With her legs burning from exhaustion, she collapses. The thing was getting closer as she scrambles to get up. The moon was blocked out by giant bat wings. Red eyes and a goat head enters her vision, and an ear-shredding scream fills the air. Welcome to Creepy Critters. My name is Jessie Cooper, and this is the inaugural episode. With me today is a person I respect a lot, who puts a lot of time into something that would drive me crazy. It's Dan from Knowledge Fight.
Hello, how's it going?
It's going well, relatively, but I'm not bringing that into this podcast. So, this is the first episode, as I said, and today we are going to be talking about, I think, a fairly famous cryptid. I'm going to try to keep it a little bit more low-key most of the time.
You're not going to dig way too deep and get into, like, obscure regional cryptids?
Oh, no, I am. That's going to be most of this.
Okay.
That's the stuff I'm interested in.
Sure.
But I didn't know much about the Jersey Devil. All I knew is that it was supposed to eat kids or something.
I pulled up a picture and I realized I know nothing about the Jersey Devil. Like, that is not what I thought it looked like.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about the Jersey Devil except for a really bad PS1 platforming, 3D platformer.
I kind of thought it was like the Tasmanian Devil in many ways. I thought it had a similar body shape, not that it was some weird kangaroo-type being.
Well, kangaroo is actually, I think, one of the chief things I would use to describe it.
Mm.
But let's get to what it looks like and what it's supposed to be doing.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about it. Then we'll talk about it for a little bit.
What it's supposed to be doing. Like it's an accountant or something.
Well, the Jersey Devil originated in the Pine Barrens, was born to a resident named Mother Leeds, a.k.a. Deborah Leeds.
Hold on. It was born to a human?
Yes, it was.
Oh, this is even more upsetting now.
The legend states Mother Leeds had 12 children, and after finding she was pregnant for the 13th time, she cursed the child with frustration.
Oh, no.
Crying that the child would be the devil.
Ah, this is bad parenting.
I know.
I mean, I complain about my parents, but that's another level. That's no good. Was the number 13 at that point already super unlucky, or was that a later invention?
I'm not sure, because I know the whole, 7 being heavenly and 6 being, evil of the devil was around for a long time.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know about 13, though. I wonder. I'm certain this isn't the genesis of it, but...
I'm certain either.
No.
I mean, I'm certain that it isn't either, but... I mean, it's, during 1735, Mother Leeds was in labor on a stormy night while her friends gather around her. Born was a normal child. The 13th child then began to change into a creature with hooves, a goat's head, bat wings, and a forked tail.
I already have problems with this. This is a mess. Why would it come out as a normal baby and then transform? It should have that should have come out as a demon. Like, it'd have more time to grow in the womb, and this is all magical. Anyway, go ahead. I apologize.
Growling and screaming, it killed the midwife before flying up the chimney and heading out into the pines. In some versions of the tale, Mother Leeds was supposedly a witch, and the father's child was the devil himself.
I think that's a good theory.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it makes as much...
In terms of theories.
It's so... Basically, it's a mishmash cryptid, of course.
Yeah. I mean, like I was saying, I was looking at this picture, and it's like, it's everything.
Yeah, I've seen tons of pictures. Some people draw it as a more like goat-like,
Mm-hmm.
like it's a little bit more like muscular goat body and everything.
Sure.
But the picture you might be looking at is probably from the newspapers around the time in the 1700s when it was first being cited.
That one's the picture I had here was saying it's from the Philadelphia Bulletin.
Yes, that's the one. That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, I should be clear. Whenever I'm saying picture, there are no pictures because this shit isn't real. But it's a drawing.
Yeah, it's a drawing. I think it's a good drawing too. Before I get into the history of this, because the history is interesting, and it makes sense why. Mm-hmm. Why it is the way it is once you know the history surrounding the Leeds family.
Okay. They fucked with the devil, apparently.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But how... It doesn't say anything about how big it is. Obviously, it came out as a baby, so it could have been that big.
That's a good point. There's no sense of scale.
And supposedly it, like, kills children and stuff like that as well.
Well, that could just be because it is a child and it's trying to engage in play.
Oh, it could be. That could 100% be it. It's just like, yo, I'm a kid, play with me.
Yeah, it might not be evil. It just might not have a developed sense of right and wrong yet. It's the victim.
Yeah, it's kind of like the whole Frankenstein's monster thing. Sure, really, sure. Frankenstein monsters is the victim up to a certain point, and then it becomes a monster. But
this podcast is going to be you making excuses for monsters.
Mostly. I have a lot of sympathy for this poor little child that was malformed because its mother.
Oh, did you just spoil that the Jersey Devil's a woman?
I don't know. There's no like it's not like it's called the Mothman or something. I can't be like fair. It's a he or anything. And I try to be gender neutral as much as possible, but I don't know.
Also, we've had some Mothman sightings in Chicago recently. I don't know if you're up on that, but I don't know anything about it because I ignore that sort of nonsense. But apparently, people have been saying they've been seeing a Mothman around.
Well, I mean, if it gets to you, I mean, please report back to me, I guess.
I'll be your field reporter if there's a Mothman sighting.
So, do you think the Jersey Devil has just been living for this super long time?
Let me answer your question. No, I don't.
No? Well, no, hey, no, play with me in this space, please.
Okay.
It's totally real. It's totally real in this space.
In that case, yes, I do.
Because the last official sighting was in the 60s. Okay. Which, again, pretty long-lived creature, because that's at least 230 years. What? 1700s was when it was born.
So to that would mean it would have to have reproduced, or it's 200-300 years old. I guess it could reproduce with the devil, you know? I
guess. I mean, the devil seems to have his hand in a lot of these creatures I'm going to be talking about,
absolutely.
So maybe the devil's the freak. He's just like, give me... I love them bat wings.
Yeah, could be. I mean, you see a lot of, all the devils and demons and, the iconography of early Christianity. They've all got wings. There's a reason that those webbed wings.
Yeah, it's because the devil has a kink. And...
Yeah, it's him hard as shit. I don't know, because I would say... early times in the Bible, Methuselah and like all those dudes ended up living hundreds and hundreds of years. There's a chance that this being that is of the devil could have a long lifespan. Why not? It's 300.
Well, if I would again, I'm playing in this space.
Mm-hmm.
if he was born of a witch and the devil himself, I would say probably lives forever.
Oh,
but if it was just a normal kid that was cursed. No, that kid's dying at 5 years old.
So human plus witch dying. Human plus human dying. Witch plus devil immortal.
Yes.
What about devil plus human? Normal person plus devil. No curse, but your dad's the devil.
Yes. It's like that show, The Reaper.
Oh, god damn it. There's already a show like this?
Yeah, and it was a really fun show. It was basically like
I thought I was gonna get rich.
it was. Okay, this is gonna make it sound bad the way I'm gonna describe it, but it was basically like Dude Buffy, but instead of
Angel?
vampires, it was no.
Oh.
It was instead of vampires, it was like escaped souls from hell.
Okay.
So like it was the son of the devil, had to basically work for the devil
All right,
to get the
sounds
souls
pretty
back.
fun.
It was really fun, and it had 2 seasons, and it ended very abruptly. It had Ken Marino and Michael Ian Black in it as 2 gay angels, and by angels I mean demons. It was fun. I liked it a lot, but it kind of ended on like it ended on a note that was very sure going to be like the main plot of the 3rd season. Never got another season.
Sure. That's how it goes. Cut through.
Yep. Ray Fiennes was the devil.
Oh, wait. That is not the kind of casting I expected we were going to get. Didn't you say it was like a WB show?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was like WB or something like that, or CW. It was CW.
If you've got Michael Ian Black and Ken Marino in there, I get it. Ray Fiennes, I don't know what's going on anymore.
Have you seen what Ray Fiennes has been in recently? Like he's like a British actor. He'll just take a movie.
That's fair, but I mean doesn't he have an Oscar?
Yeah. But he's like those British actors who are just like, yo, a paycheck's a paycheck. I'll be in good movies, I'll be in bad movies.
Yeah, I guess Hugh Grant's done some garbage.
Yeah.
But he hasn't won an Oscar. Anyway.
But it's real fun. People should watch it. But I forgot where we're at. So let's get to some of the sightings, and then we'll get to the history.
Okay.
So apparently a Mills worker was expecting his cannonballs being forged.
Wait. That's at a mill?
A mill. No, sorry. No, not a mill worker. Sorry. It was a Hanover Mill Works. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I read ahead. Yeah. And it was Commodore Stephen de Cantu. He sighted a flying creature flapping its wings and fired a cannonball directly upon it.
Smart.
To no effect. So, if we know one thing about the Jersey Devil, or the Leeds Devil, as it was known for a long time until New Jersey became a thing.
But it's still the same place. Like Leeds is referring to New Jersey.
Yeah, it's referring to a certain the Pine Barrens, New Jersey. But apparently, it is at least cannonball proof. I do not know if that translates to bulletproof.
I would assume so. That's just a big old round bullet. Do you think it dodged, or do you think it took the hit?
No, it was directly upon it, so it took the hit.
Oh wow, that's a if you look at that picture from the newspaper, I'm looking at that thing. I don't think it has just like get the demon aspect out of it. That body doesn't have the substance to take. Yeah, I mean, look, if you look at that body, it's thin. It's thin.
The legs themselves seem like you'd be able to kick them and it'd be crippled forever.
Easily. The laws of just physics don't work in terms of weight and trajectory and velocity with the cannonball coming at him.
Well, maybe it's still a baby in that picture.
Oh, that is possible. It got swole later.
Because, I mean, if you look at a baby, you don't think you can take a cannonball.
I usually think that about babies. That is correct.
It's the second thing that pops up. First, that's not a devil. Second, it can't take a fireball.
No one shoot a fireball at that baby. Yeah.
I think it's too soft and pudgy, and it can barely walk.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt there, but that...
No, it's something that I think is warranted.
Right.
So do you think whenever it had no effect, do you think that there was an effect on that cannonball? Like, was it like comically like shaped like the
like
Jersey Devil?
Just it flattened and then fell to the ground? I hope so.
Yeah, like I hope he has a perfect casting of the Jersey Devil in a cannonball.
So, but if this did happen, and like you say, we're playing into space, in that case, this guy who shot the cannon at him had to have been able to see the cannonball hit and then not have an effect. Otherwise, there wouldn't be that report coming down through history. So that guy had to have seen it. And if I were him, I would just say, fuck it. I'm moving south. I'm going to Georgia or something. I just get out. Like, I don't like New Jersey enough.
Well, then you'd have to deal with a snollygoster.
Oh, no.
Just don't... And to hide behind.
Tell me what state I gotta go to avoid the Wendigo. I mean...
Yeah. Well, I don't know. There's creepy creatures everywhere.
That's because everyone's crazy. Of course they're everywhere. People like to scare kids, and people are creative and nuts.
Well, so the next famous sighting was Joseph Bonaparte.
Wait, hold on. That first one was not a sighting. That was an interaction. That was huge. They shouldn't need a second one if they're trying to make the... That guy's got to find that cannonball. I think we need forensic evidence.
I think we do too.
I'm sorry.
But Joseph Bonaparte.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine anyone that Joseph might have been related to?
Oh, old Nappy? Old Napoleon?
Yeah, actually, yes. He's the elder brother of Napoleon.
Oh, wow. There's a lot of like Bonapartes throughout history, but a lot of them are like pretty distant. He's actually a brother.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, he claimed to witness the Jersey Devil while hunting on his Bordentown estate in 1820.
I believe him.
That's it. There's nothing else. He did not shoot a cannonball at it, so... I mean,
that's soft for Napoleon Bonaparte, brother.
Yeah, I mean, you should at least like cut off the heads of all the nobles around it first.
Sure. I mean, look, your brother is conquering countries and like becoming a real menace and getting sent to Elba and what have you. You see a mythical demon on your property and you're just like, I'm going to leave that alone.
No, you capture it and then let it loose in France so you can take over.
Exactly. What kind of a coward is this guy? He had a chance at the Jersey Devil and he's just like, I'm just going to tell people about this, but I'm not going to do anything.
Well, so apparently 20 years later, the devil was blamed for several livestock killings.
Sure.
And similar attacks were reported in 1841, accompanied with tracks and screams.
So now, hold on. The Jersey Devil is not attacking children at this point. He's attacking wildlife.
I mean, he probably is a nonpartisan attacker.
Sure. Do you think it's about the blood?
I think he just likes killing and probably likes the thrill of the hunt.
The act of the murder, the kill.
That's
grim.
I mean, it is. In 1925, a local farmer shot an unidentified farmer as it attempted to steal his chickens, then photographed the corpse. Afterwards, he claimed that none of the 100 people he showed could identify it.
So it was a stranger?
Probably.
Dun, dun, dun.
I did not know who this thing or what it was. It was shot at least 50 times.
They shot the dude 50 times?
No.
Oh.
No.
But yeah, that's just a guy. That's not the Jersey Devil. That's just a guy. That's a drifter.
Or it's just like a fox or something that was real hungry, or something, or
True.
A coyote.
True.
Like it could have been, but whatever. Maybe it was the devil.
Oh, I misunderstood this. I thought that the farmer killed another dude and then was showing the picture to everybody and being like, you know this guy? And everyone's like, nope. I misunderstood entirely.
I like that also. That's also something that I would be into.
Sure.
It's like, hey, I shot this guy. You know who he is? Nah.
You get 40 no's and then that's my dad. That's a bad day.
Yeah.
So wait, it was just a creature of some sort that he was showing people pictures of, and everyone's like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
What year was this?
It was in December 1925.
Everyone was stupid back then. No one knew what any animals were. It's not.
Well, I think that was before, and that was actually probably before we had like a good knowledge of what birds were.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't have a taxonomy of all sorts of animals. This is about the failings of the educational system. That's what I've decided.
Yes. Well, okay, so we have an exact date on this one.
Mm-hmm.
On July 27th, 1933, an unknown animal with red eyes was seen by the residents of Downingtown, Pennsylvania.
Is on vacation?
Probably. I mean, he can get around. If he could fly, he can get a lot of places pretty quickly.
That's true.
As they say, it's this many miles south as the devil flies.
Oh, sure, yeah. It's a straight line as the devil flies.
Yeah, exactly.
Does anything happen here, or does someone just see something with red eyes in this sighting?
Well, you know that Pennsylvania newspaper with the drawing of him? This was the sighting.
But nothing happened. It was just we saw this thing.
No, I saw this thing. Yeah, a day later after it was seen, or sawn, I mean, however words work, it was put in the paper. So fast work. Whoever sketched that, whoever drew that devil pretty quickly and pretty detailed, good on you.
I'm looking at this sketch right now. If that took someone a day, shame on them. That's not great. It's like,
okay.
It's got pelican legs. It's got little Tyrannosaurus Rex arms. This is nonsense. This guy was high. That's what was going on.
In 1951, a group of Gibson Town boys claimed to see a monster matching the devil's description and claimed a corpse matching the Jersey Devil's description arose in 1975. Not 75, 57. Again?
I don't know what to tell you. I've made up my mind on this.
Well, the thing is after the first one where someone shot it with a fucking cannon.
Right.
Like, the rest of these are just like, I saw a thing I didn't know.
Yeah,
the first guy shot it with a cannon.
Yeah.
Follow his initiative.
At least we got a murder in this last one. Like, the others have been like, I saw something with red eyes. Or we saw it. Like, the fucking Bonaparte guy just saw it. At least something died here. That helps. But I'm not convinced that it was a devil that did the killing.
Well, what about this? This is definitely going to get you.
Okay.
Convince you.
All right. I'm all ears.
During 1960, tracks and noises heard near Mays Landing were claimed to be from the Jersey Devil.
Oh.
During that same year, the merchant around Camden offered a $10,000 reward for the capture of the Jersey Devil.
In 1960? That's a lot.
Yeah, that is. That's like, what, $5 billion in today's money?
Something like that.
Even offering to build a private zoo to house the creature if captured.
You can't keep that thing in a zoo.
No, you can't.
It's the devil.
Maybe you keep it in a hell zoo.
Right. And Barnum, or P.T. Barnum would be able to make that, certainly.
Exactly. I mean, P.T. Barnum was capable of lots of things, mostly repackaging slavery as entertainment.
Yeah.
But, it's whatever. Also having, I'm gonna guess, an amazing movie starring Hugh Jackman and Zac Efron, making him into a good guy and making all these freaks love him.
Oh, jeez. Is that coming out?
That is coming out.
Oh,
that is coming out.
That's horrifying.
Like me knowing the history of P.T. Barnum, was just like, oh, they're trying to make this as a, like, everyone is included and loved
That's
thing.
A disgraceful whitewash of history.
It is.
Ugh.
And one of the freak performers, and I mean, he's technically not supposed to be like, he's not the bearded lady or anything,
right.
But Zac Efron is one of the performers.
I hate this.
I hate it too. But I mean, Hugh Jackman seems charming, so
sure, yes, and Barnum was charming.
Yeah, I mean, he also totally bought people and
it was a different
slaves.
time. Everyone was afraid of the Jersey Devil back then. It was crazy.
To quote one of my favorite podcasts, It was at a different time where everyone was terrible.
Yeah. The bar was so low. But with this last sighting here, I guess it's not really even a sighting. It's just a guy giving a reward. He's like, "Give me it. I'll give you money for it." And then the only other evidence that's being presented here is track marks and sounds. And if I know anything, you can just get I mean, the Jersey Devil has cow feet. Basically, you could just get a cow and cut off its hoof and make tracks. You could find a way to make a weird sound, like a blow through a horn or something like that. I don't know. I'm not convinced by any of this.
Okay, well...
This is unfortunately my way of playing in the space.
Well, we're getting out of this space because we're towards the reason why the Jersey Devil is associated with the Leeds family.
Okay. See, now this will be where this is where you get me, I think.
Because like, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get in-depth history for most of these creatures and where they came from. Besides, most of them going to be like, some bored lumberjack told this to some new lumberjack to freak him out.
Sure.
But like this, I feel like this is a very interesting.
There's a lot of these that are going to end up being like legendary or like apocryphal. So yeah, I'm excited to learn about this family.
Yeah. So in the early 17th century, Daniel Leeds, a Quaker and prominent person in the pre-Revolution colonial South New Jersey. That was a long list of things.
Sure. I got stuck on Quaker.
Yeah, but he was a Quaker in South Jersey before America became America.
Mm-hmm.
He was becoming ostracized by his Quaker congregation after his 1687 publication of almanacs containing astrological signs and writings.
Oh no!
Oh no! Ooh,
He's
oh
getting
no!
into the dark arts.
He is. Leeds' fellow Quakers deemed the astrology in these almanacs too pagan or blasphemous, and the almanacs were censored and destroyed by the local Quaker community. So keep this in mind.
So wait, this is the like grandfather. Where are we at? Generationally?
Yeah, this is the grandfather basically before the Jersey Devil showed up.
So he's into astrologies and maybe giving people horoscopes.
Basically.
All right. Cool.
So, in spite of this censorship, Leeds continued to publish even more esoteric, astrological Christian writings and became increasingly fascinated with Christian occultism, Christian mythicism, and cosmology, demonology, and angelology, and natural magic.
Oh, man.
So, he basically was just like, he was like me. After
Well, I mean, there's a whole lot to enjoy in terms of, like, Christian mysticism, Christian esoteria, and I don't know what you mean. I don't know what's being meant by natural magic, but I got to assume it's like
it's probably a bunch of pagan like rituals and stuff like that.
Or even what my mind went to was like natural medicine or something like that, like homeopathic medicine. That
could also be that because during this time, like natural science and stuff was basically like, hey, look, if I put a bunch of this plant into this thing, it makes you feel better, but it also makes you puke and makes you feel weird in the brain.
We've come a long way, certainly.
Well, I mean, we're probably going to be going backwards if anything is pointing towards.
That's certainly something. Our prediction.
Yes. So, by the 1990s, his almanacs and writings were further censored as blasphemous and heretical by the Philadelphia Quaker meeting.
Wait a second, 1990?
No, sorry, 1690.
Okay,
1990. Yes.
Like, I hope this didn't have that much sway in 1990.
Oh, it did. I forgot to tell you, Daniel Leeds was actually the devil. He was kind of weirded out by the whole hell thing for a while.
All right, this makes sense.
You know, those Quakers, they still have a lot of sway in Philadelphia.
There's the Pennsylvania Dutch. I guess that's more like Amish, but there's still a lot of those sort of I don't know. Quakers aren't Anabaptists. I don't think.
No, they're not.
They're a whole other offshoot.
We have Shakers here, which is an offshoot of Quakers.
Okay, yeah.
In Kentucky.
I grew up Mennonite, so I know a bit about the Anabaptist folk, but the Quakers are always sort of that's a separate thing.
Yeah, they're the whole like we dance and stuff.
I'm into that.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure in like the Anabaptist tradition, like dancing and stuff is too provocative.
I don't think they're thrilled with most dance, for sure. It depends though, because there's a big difference between like Amish and Mennonite or Hutterite. Like within all that ties them together really is that they don't believe in child baptism. That's all, really.
And they have a weird bastardized version of like German English.
Yeah, it's real weird.
Yeah. Oh, I have very little love for the Amish. I got shot by them by too many times.
You got shot by Amish people?
I got shot at by Amish people.
Were you trespassing, trying to find the Jersey Devil?
No, I was in my... Well, Kentucky has a fairly large population of, like, Amish people. And a decent amount of Mennonite people, but they don't tend to shoot at kids for being in their own property.
Yeah, that's something I've found among my Mennonite family members. Very rarely shooting at children.
Yeah, well, but there's a guy called the Redheaded Amish man, which is what we called him, because he was a Redheaded Amish man.
Right.
And we lived on the edge of his property, basically. And we had a bunch of property, too. So, like, we'd be playing in the fields that was ours, and he'd be like, and we'd get kind of close to his, but, like, not really. And he'd be like, saying his really weird accent, like, something, and then, like, you know, and they shot at us at least 3 times.
Wow. That's pretty reckless. But
we called the cops on him 3 times.
Probably each time you got shot at, I would assume.
Yes.
I mean, I've had some asshole neighbors, but not even close to that level. That's insane. That would be...
Yeah.
Oof.
The only thing I like about the Amish is the way they make their bread. So Leeds continued to dispute with the Quaker community, and converting to Anglicism, and producing anti-Quaker tracts criticizing Quaker theology and accusing the Quakers of being anti-monarchists.
Okay.
So basically, he was just like, screw you. I'm gonna be working with old King George on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, that's too early.
But so at least this guy, and this might not be indicative of all the Quakers, was sort of anti-Americans.
Pretty much. Like he would be I forget, was it Tory was the loyalist back then, or yeah, he was a something.
Yeah, he was a loyalist. He was to the crown. What a jerk! What a fucking jerk!
Yeah, well, considering Leeds as a traitor for aiding the crown and rejecting Quaker beliefs, the Quaker Burlington meeting of there's too many meetings of Quakers.
Get together.
Well, I guess they like to get together and dance and speak in tongues.
Yeah, there's nothing else to do.
I guess. Subsequently dismissed Leeds as evil.
Okay, so even his own community now, the Quakers have been like, "You're fucked. You're a mess."
Yes.
Okay.
So we're skipping a generation here.
So to just recap, he's into astrology, and now he's also a traitor to the country.
Yes.
But I guess the country doesn't exist yet, right? You're saying this is like 1600s? 1690? Yeah. So yeah, there is no America yet, but he's... Okay, I get the picture.
Some would argue that America wasn't America until early 1900s, until after the whole, not early 1900s, early 1800s.
Okay, I could dig that. I'm fine
because
with
I think it was...
any argument about America, quite frankly.
Well, because, like, America didn't become a united front until, I think, 1810, whenever they got rid of the Federalist government and did a representative democracy.
Or even you could make a certain argument for, I mean, we didn't have all the states then, even in the 1800s. Or at least until later. But
when did toxic jingoism set in?
I think that's been there for most of it.
Yeah.
That's pretty universal.
But whatever.
Yeah.
So during 1728, Titan Leeds, who was the son of Daniel, I like it too, began including the Leeds family crest on the masthead of his almanacs.
Okay.
The Leeds family crest depicted a Riverine, a bat-winged dragon-like creature that stands upright on two clawed feet.
Uh-oh.
Brian Regal, a historian of science at Keene University, notes that the Wyvern of the Leeds family crest is reminiscent of the popular description of the Jersey Devil.
Well, but doesn't he have a cloven hoof more than a claw? I hate to split hairs because the rest of it works, but the feet seem different.
Well, I mean, you have to embellish. I mean, it's like when you copy off of someone. You don't want to, copy the thing word for word.
True. And you don't want to make it like, so it's so obvious that this is just a reference to their family being evil.
Yeah, like you want to make it, you want to allude to it.
Yeah, close enough for jazz, as they say.
Exactly. The inclusion of the family crest on the Leeds almanac may have further contributed to the Leeds family's poor reputation among the locals and possibly influenced the popular description of the Leeds Devil or Jersey Devil. So, this is pretty much all I have for this. It's just, what it seems like is the Quaker community that the Leeds family grew up in really hated them, and they basically brought in some of the stuff that, early Christian communities did, demons and devils and stuff like that.
Definitely.
And they just tied it to the Leeds family, basically. And for some reason, it just kept on going.
Well, because it's good, I think. I mean,
yeah.
I agree. I think your assessment is completely correct, that is what happened. There was like an ostracization, and they wanted to make it more severe or interesting. But the thing it's a good one. Like the creature is so fucked up. It's a mix of too many different things. Its motives seem unclear. That's the kind of thing that'll keep going through generations, and like other people will catch on with.
Making it the 13th child,
sure,
of a person from that family, and also making hints at that she might have been a witch and had intercourse with the devil himself.
Yeah.
It has a nice little flourish to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of similar to the Dunwich horror from H.P. Lovecraft. You have the Whately family that the mother probably has sex with Yog Sothoth, or a demon, and has a demon baby. The point is that there are stories like that throughout, like good fiction, and then also folklore of like people who bang around with the devil, and it's always exciting. It's always it intrigues people's curiosity.
Yeah, it's weirdly enough, I've only heard of the Jersey Devil through a video game and people making passing reference towards it, and I was never really interested in it. And I was just like, hey, this is a popular creature. And I was looking into it, and I like it. Like, I wasn't expecting it.
Personally, you like it?
Yeah, I like it. Personally.
You and the devil could be friends. The Jersey Devil, yeah. That is.
Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't know any of this stuff, certainly. I told you before that, like, I have an aversion to cryptids, generally. Which is half a joke and half serious. But, like, I have a buddy who's super into Sasquatch. Like, not ironically, just absolutely obsessed with Sasquatch. And talking about it annoys the shit out of me. Just because so much of the stuff is like not even Sasquatch related, but like when we were talking about the town that they heard noises and found hoof prints. It's like the logical mind. There's so many easy ways to explain all this stuff.
It's like the thing that does kind of annoy me about cryptid sightings, because I like the legends surrounding cryptids, but most of the sightings are boring. It's like, I saw something. I want to know if it was born as a 13th child from the devil himself, you know?
Sure. Do we know that lady had 12 children? Like, do we even know that?
No, she had 9 actually.
Oh, so that even is busted.
Yeah. No, like, yeah, this, the guy, who, let me get his name, Brian Regal. Brian Regal.
She could have had 3 secret children.
She could have, but, he's done a lot of research into, like, the history of the Jersey Devil.
That's gotta be unsatisfying.
It has to be. I think he's I think he just does a lot of research on, like, stuff like this, like local legends and stuff, and history of local legends. And he said, like, Deborah Leeds was a real person.
Okay, I can believe that.
Around that time. And she had about 9. And it was around the 10th child she had is when this was circulating.
You know what, though? I'm gonna actually make an argument for 13. Back then, a lot of your kids would die. There's a chance that she had, like, miscarriages that would have made this the 13th or something like that.
Oh, it could have.
Yeah.
Yes.
She would have only had to lose like 2 or 3, which is a pretty small percentage considering she had 9. But I don't know. That doesn't make it the devil. Still, that doesn't make that argument any better.
So we're gonna do a segment, which I don't know is going to be on all of them because some of it's going to be impossible. Like the furry trout. How are you going to make a furry trout sexy? Don't know.
I think you could do it.
Well, I mean, this is why it's a challenge.
It would have to be set underwater, though, like a school of fish, where everyone is smooth, and then you have one hirsute fish who is left out of all the games, and turns out that underneath that hair he's got the sexiest fish body you've ever seen. Also, is that a real creature, the hairy trout? That's terrible. People really just lost their creativity at a certain point.
Well, there's a reason for it. There's a reason for most of these scripted.
That's true. I'm sure there is, but it's weak.
But we're gonna call this section either make it sexy or make it YA. Not sure yet. So the Jersey Devil. Let's make the Jersey Devil sexy.
I don't think you have to do anything. I think it's already sexy as shit, man. You see those wings? Crazy goat face.
But let's set up a story though. Oh. Let's who, what, how, where, when, why.
I think you're gonna have to set it in a slightly magical realist present. You know, like with like Twilight and those things, the vampires and the werewolves, they get to be humans most of the time and are just the creatures some of the time. So you need to set it in some sort of weird play, because the Jersey Devil just looks like the Jersey Devil. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm putting it in...
Well, no, it doesn't have to. It just has to be somewhat related. Like, it could have, like, goat horns and, like, bat wings and a forked tail. But it just has a sexy bod.
Well, now we could get it... Like, now we could just rewrite Hellboy, quite frankly. We could just do that.
Well, okay. Let's do okay.
Because I'm looking at the restrictions of like that picture from the Pennsylvania paper or whatever, the Philadelphia paper. This clearly has bird legs. Like these are knees that go the wrong direction. This is bird in nature plus horse or goat or kangaroo or like, and trying to make that sexy. That's a leap. Hairy fish, no problem. I got that in the bag. There's too much to account for. Like, who's attracted to bird legs? I can think of, I could do that. You just give me bird legs. I'll make that sexy. You give me bird legs plus goat face. Now I'm going to have to find a very specific person who's into that.
Okay, what if we make the Jersey Devil like a lycanthropy type thing?
Okay, so it's like a werewolf.
It's like a werewolf. And it could also be a woman, too. It's just for some reason I'm thinking not the woman. I don't know.
I feel like it would be insulting to women to associate them with this grotesque creature. That's my position. This thing is a mess.
Yes, just like most men, it's a mess. So
I would say if it can be a werewolf, or
it has a glamour type thing.
Wait,
like
what is this? What does that mean?
A glamour is basically a disguise, like a really it's like it's like the magic version of like a holographic disguise.
Okay, so it can trick everyone into thinking it looks like a human.
Yes.
But then it's physically still got this weird clunky body, so if anyone like reaches out and touches it, they'd be like, "This is not it. This is a glamour."
But here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got it. Sorry,
okay.
I got it. I stalled long enough. Okay.
Thank God.
Okay. So the Jersey Devil.
Mm-hmm.
His name is what's a sexy name for a Jersey Devil?
Chad. It's not good.
Chad.
It's not good.
Okay. Chad Leeds.
Mm-hmm. That's not bad.
He showed up in a high school. And also he's not creepy like Edward, where he's like hundreds of years old. He's actually just a young Jersey Devil.
He would be like 300 years old though.
Well, there's so many dead Jersey Devils, there has to be multiple ones.
You gotta assume.
Yes. Well, he shows up as a new kid in Pine Barrens High.
Okay. It's always got to be a new kid, right? I mean, that's how it has to go.
Yeah. And he's always by himself, and he's always quiet, but there's something magical about him that you just can't tell. And for the shits and giggles, let's just make this a gay thing.
Okay.
Too. Sure. So, and you're one of the only people who walks up to this new kid.
Wait, now I am personally?
I mean, it could be a kid version of you
who's
who's
like,
like,
adventure now. All right.
Well,
so there's a kid that's new at school. He's sitting alone all the time, probably because he's drinking blood sacks that he has. You walk up to him. What do you do?
Well, you start talking to him, and he's very mysterious and wise. You don't really know why, but every time you offer like, hey, let's hang out sometime, he's like, no. But one day he lets you hang out with him, and you misread the situation. Go and try to go for a kiss. It's a fucking goat head.
I like this. I want to go another direction.
Okay.
So here's what we do. We get rid of the sexy part, but what we do is we take the aspect. Let's assume he can morph into a human shape, right? So the Jersey Devil can morph into a human shape. And now what we do is we remake Look Who's Coming to Dinner, where
oh yes,
where a woman falls in love with with Chad Leeds, as it were, and he has to come back and meet the family, the devil and a witch, and they have to have like a Thanksgiving dinner or something like that.
It's like the opposite. It's like the opposite. Like the devil and the witch is just like, you brought a fucking normie here?
Something along those lines. Yeah, sure. You could go monsters with it. Yeah.
Oh, dude. Oh, I like that way better.
Yeah.
I was going for like a Twilight thing, but no, you're just like racial discrimination, but with a Jersey.
Get the racial discrimination part of it, the original out of it, and just have it be a wacky caper where I don't know if it's a caper, but the devil, witch. How are you going to impress them as a new potential suitor? You're a woman who's coming into the family, and like you gotta up your game.
Yeah, maybe you have 13 children, and the 13th one you curse enough, and it becomes even more Jersey.
That's the family tradition that they discuss over dinner.
All the women in our family has 13 children. Mm-hmm. They threw out the rest because the 13th one is the only one that matters.
Yeah, and it's like because the devil's got to be the parent of the 13th one. It's like, what's the very delayed version of like prima nocta that like kings would have?
It would be.
I don't know what 13th is in Latin.
Let's see. We're gonna find this out.
That would be a tough arrangement to work out, I think, over dinner. But.
Well, I think it would. I think by the time you're, 12 children deep in this weird ass family, you'll probably be like,
yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
In for a penny, in for a pound, that sort of thing.
Exactly. Okay, I have it here. Let me see if I can say. Okay, Triska Triska Attica.
Triska Attica. That's great. What is it?
Yes. Triska Attica
Triska Attica Nocta.
Yes. That's exactly it.
Yeah, so that's the right of the devil. Triska Attica Nocta. In this family.
Yes.
Maybe that's the name of the movie.
Yes. Yes, it's just this really weird, like, kinky family.
Yep. But everything else is normal. Wait.
Everything else is normal.
Everything else, but...
No. Everything else is normal. It makes it even better. They're all monsters. The devil has to go to his office job every day.
The devil is like a put-upon father who's just trying to do his best.
He has 13 children.
Uh-huh. The witch is really just the witch because she has like an herb garden and likes to dance around to Joni Mitchell or something like that. And everyone looks down on her.
He's and like it's just he's kind of put upon, and like you kind of feel sorry for him, but then you realize he's the devil.
Even after, you still feel bad for him.
It's just like, you know what, God totally you just ask God if he could just stop.
Mm-hmm.
And he cussed you down to, you know what?
Yep, this is going to be a very heretical movie.
Well, you know, I'm gonna get Pope Frankie's gonna be like, "Yo, don't watch this movie."
Sure, just give you free press.
Exactly. That's all I need. Frankie. So I think we did a real good job on the first segment of Make It Sexy.
We found something.
I think we did. Or no, it's not sexy. Make it. No, it's not even YA.
No, but it's.
Make it romantic. I don't know.
Make it a pitch.
Make it something.
No.
I don't know. Okay, so I think we're done.
Cool. This has been a lot of fun.
Oh, thank you. If you ever want to look into the Mothman and talk about him.
I do actually have a friend who wrote an article about trying to hunt the Mothman that was like, I think it was printed in Playboy. I might be able to get you two in touch and see if...
Well, dude, get me in touch with the guy who likes Sasquatch, because
I've lost touch with him. He's... but I...
Well, you know, get me in contact with some people, because, like, I want to talk about all the cryptids.
Yeah, for sure. I'll see if anybody wants to chat.
So, well, I don't know what the closing for this is. So, yeah, this is it of the first episode. Thank you for joining me, Dan.
It's been a delight. Thanks for having me.
And may you not get eaten by the Jersey Devil.
I will do my best.
Bye. Bye.
See ya.